We lie to ourselves. We don't tell ourselves the way things really are. And when we do that, then we can't fix our problems. If we can't fix our problems, we have to be truthful to ourselves. I have to be truthful to myself. You have to be truthful to yourself. You have to stop rationalizing. Stop making excuses. Stop telling yourself little. Water down the assessments of where you really at. Tell yourself the truth, so that you can get where you want to go. You can be who you want to be. You can be who you should be. Who you should be. When you do what you know you should do. The winners of the world, the people who consistently win, people consistently go forward and seem to, have the Midas touch. When it comes to their own journey and their own success, these people understand very clearly how opportunities are created. They are not given whatever it is that you do. The key to becoming great and getting opportunities is going to be to use the situation that you are currently in to the best of your ability to build skills. You will never execute the idea if you don't impress it upon the subconscious mind. There is this imaginary terror barrier, and you hit it and you bounce off it. It's very real. You can get sick to your stomach, worry if you're in anxiety, strike just like lightning, and you bounce off that terror barrier. Well, I may not have much on this job, but at least I know what I'm getting. Do you ever hear when you're better to be safe than sorry? That isn't true. That's not true at all. That's a lie. The people believe, are we gonna let the terror bearer stop us? Faith based on understanding is the key to freedom. I love the way Joseph Campbell put it. He said, "The cave you feared enter holds the treasure you seek." Why are most people living a life of average, of mediocrity, of just pathetic, boring lives? I'm gonna tell you, it's because they compromise. You begin to compromise the goals and dreams that you have. You begin to negotiate them away. And I often wonder to myself why you would do this. There is no second run. There is no trial run. If you think this is a trial run, second time around, I'm really gonna go all in. You're not, this is it. And so if you are here and you've got goals and dreams, why would you ever compromise? When you implement discipline, true and unflinching and unmitigated discipline in your life, when you stop when you look for weaknesses to work on, and all that starts when you stop lying to yourself. Can you stop lying to yourself? That's when you can become who you know you should be. When you tell yourself the truth about where you are. And if you're not in the right place, the path of discipline it's possible for you to live your dream. That you work your system. It's you've got to take personal responsibility. You've got to make it your personal business. And you've got to resolve within yourself that, I can do this. That is hard. But you've got to say, I'm the one. But you know it's gonna be hard. You go right in the quicksand. But you gotta be able to pull yourself back out of it again. So everybody's looking for these steps, and there are no steps, and you just can't climb steps. Once you stop giving it, once you stop showing up for them, once you decide not to be used no more, once you decide to choose you, but find out what will make it worth it, you're gonna see how they really feel about you. you're gonna see who really loves you for you. Because most people, once you choose you, their love disappears. Some of you had a job that only loves what you bring to the job. As soon as you ask for a raise, as soon as you ask for a day you're replaced. How we make decisions. And the thing that I want to tell you, this is so many of us. We hide our true selves because we're so afraid to be judged. We're so afraid that people will walk out of their life. We're so afraid to lose this and lose that. I'ma tell you something. I want you to hear me clear. When you don't be who you are, when you don't truly be yourself and the fact you are, that we make decisions, what happens you attract in your the life. Wrong to motivate actually means to provide a motive, a reason why. So to motivate someone why they're doing how they're doing, where it'll take them, why they should continue to work, and to struggle and to fight. Not based on what we know we need to do. And when you need motivation, don't look for someone to scream and yell. Don't look for someone else to give you motivation. Look at yourself. Look at yourself and remind yourself why you were doing what you were doing. I'm here to challenge you. If you have this take it easy mentality, can you consider being a little harder on yourself? Can you stop letting yourself off the hook? Not based on our goals. I know it's easy to let yourself off the hook, to make an excuse. Your winning routine has a pattern. Each time you repeat that pattern, it becomes a discipline. And if you break that discipline, you're more likely to lose. So I'm asking you, what if you toss and turn all night, but you still got up anyway? But based on how we feel right now, what if you didn't sleep well, but you still got up anyway? What if you were harder on yourself? What if you set higher expectations for yourself? What if you raised the standards for yourself? What if you could stop surrounding yourself with people to the take it easy mentality? If you ain't got more heart than me, it's your feelings that make the decision for you. If you ain't been working harder than me, if you sacrifice more than me, I'ma destroy you. And I'm not retreating. I'm not running. I don't care what they say on paper. I don't care if you say we outnumbered. We live by this and we die by this. We don't retreat. We don't run. When you're an adult, every man must search his own soul. Like you don't judge a person by where they stand. In times of comfort and convenience. You judge him by where they stand in times of challenge. And if you ain't work, like when you work for something, it gives you a different type of attachment to it. The harder you work, the harder it is to surrender. You have to parent yourself. That's why cats can give up so easy. They ain't got nothing invested. They ain't work for. They ain't sacrifice for. Every time you get tough, they go blow weed. They ain't working for it right. They ain't got no sacrifice into it. But when a cat work for some, like when a cat being sacrificed for some, well, you gonna have a cold day in hell before you take it from him. Like we all know what the right thing is. But it's easy to adopt the take it easy mindset and then succumb to balance. But there's no one that I know that takes it easy, or has balance and lives a lifestyle of freedom. Everyone that I know sets themselves up for higher expectations. Dark side is something that's in everybody, but it's a situation that you have to control. If it controls you, That's when things start to go real bad. That's when you have a tendency to go to the other side. But if you harness the fuel, whether it's anger from that dark side, whether it's fear, ever going to feel like doing the things you need to do, fuel, it'll help you really succeed at whatever you're trying to do. Never forget the people that played a part in you. Getting in this position, never forget what you're made out of. But on the road to success, on the road to accomplishment, on the road to evolving and development, if the game of break goes against you in life, in order to have what you want seconds, the only favor I ask of you, because in life, people don't burn out, people don't quit, and people don't underachieve because of what they do. People burn out, people quit, and people underachieve because life makes them forget why they do it. And so the only favor I ask of you, you leave your house and the second you open your phone, if the game or break of life go against you, don't let up. Put on more steam. The second you do any that, you are now letting in poisoning cancer. So as I get up, I start to armor plate my mind and body like a person's going to war. You put your body armor on. That's what I'm doing on that run. I'm waking up, so when I come out giving myself all the I'm not waking up late. I'm not rushing around. I'm not disorganized, because I normally get hit in the mouth. There's art to get hit in the mouth. That is why these things are important. You have to wake up, and you have to give yourself belief. Everybody's focus on what can't happen. Why? Cause they're afraid. They're afraid to fail. They're afraid to try and feel like they're not enough. So you gotta stand guard that mind by feeding your mind. If you want things to get better, you gotta get better. If you want things to change, you gotta change. But you gotta do it deliberately and consciously. Who the fuck says you have to be realistic? Like everybody else. Mediocre people. No, don't want anything other than realistic. I am unrealistic in my expectations. I am relentless in the pursuit of my life's goals. I am rigid and I never compromise. And I am asking you to do the same. Because the worst thing you could have on your deathbed is regret. And this life is. It's better than any movie there is. Movies are supposed to provoke emotion. They're supposed to make you feel something. But I have a better idea. Go out into the world and actually feel it. Take both sides, feel all that's what life is. Those feelings, those emotions. Those highs and those lows, the alarm goes off. I can either sit there and continue to dream, or I can get up and chase down those dreams. Who are willing to chase down your dreams, feet on the floor. The longer I stay there in the comfort of my bed, I will let days go by that I cannot reclaim. While I'm full of strength, while I'm full of goals and aspiration, while I have the will to do it. If I slack off now, I'll lack off later. I'll lack of everything that I wanted, of everything I dreamed up. You see, most people don't realize that your greatest success will come right behind your greatest failures. You will lay down and wallow and be discouraged, and be depressed. And it's natural to be down. You go through ups and downs. Life as a roller coaster, but you're not on a roller coaster. You're on a path. It's really heavy when you start to look at your life, your health, family, your relationships, and you look at all those things that are messed up in all those areas. And when you say all those things, all those problems in my business, my life, my health, all the things are my fault, that's really a heavy weight to bear. But it's also extremely liberating, cause if it's all your fault, you're the one that convicted. Anytime you're feeling upset of any sort, is the result of the meaning you associate to an expectation. They're not afraid about tomorrow. Because of how they see themselves, because of what they feel that they deserve, because of what they feel that they can create for themselves. Because these people have decided, as they look at the future, as they look at themselves, there's a way where there's a will. There's a way for me. To begin to create a way out of no way. And when you have that kind of consciousness, when you have that kind of spirit, nothing can stop you. Bro, there are those of you in this room, you're average. You have no business being average. But now you look, I'm not even upset that you're average. But now you justify like you've come up with these great things built for you despite everything that you went through, everything that you're going through, and everything you're gonna go through. You are still here. You are built for it. That struggle that's coming against you are built for. Those people that turn your back on you, you are built for. That person that walked out of your life, that job does not appreciate you. You are built for it. The grind that you're going on, trying to start your business, being entrepreneur, you are built for it. And I want every one of you to know that, man. You got a strength inside you, and anything that comes against you, and you got to truly believe we got to stop hiding. We got to stop folding when times get hard. Of course I get worn out. Of course I get frustrated. Things don't always go my way. But what do I do when those things happen? I keep going, because worn down isn't beat. And frustration is not gonna kill me. And the things that don't go my way, they just turn into targets that I'm going to attack harder. And when I do come up short, it's okay, cause I just learned one more thing that's gonna get me over the top. Get there if you don't give up. This is why we have to have an idea, and once it is placed in your lives, put that thing in repetitious mode. I gotta do reps to get there. I've got to remind myself daily. I've got to lift daily. I gotta run another mile. I gotta believe when no one else believes in me. And once I get my everything that I want, it comes closer. You were built for. Yes, sometimes seasons are favorable. But don't you ever forget this truth. You are highly favored. The step you take towards your aspiration that you have is how you arrive to the destination. You will arrive called there. Success. And then you'll look at it and say, if I knew it would be this easy, I would have started long ago. What would your life be like? As you look toward the future, I'm not going to allow my fears to stop me. What would your future be like if you decided to desire so strongly that it prepares you past your fears, as one book says? Feel the fear and do it anyway. What would your life be like? And I'm saying to you that all of us who have been the capacity to resurrect ourselves. The truth is, if you start chasing down your goals, It will come to you. And then you'll realize I've made those positive steps out of. I should have dreamed bigger. Can none stop you? Accept the things you give permission to. Don't be relaxed. Get up and go again. Take a deep breath. Catch that second win. It is not about stopping at age 50. It's not stopping at 20. It's not stopping because it's your last senior game. You don't graduate from life. You elevate in life. If I'm done here at this level, then let me test myself in the pros. You see, you have to believe that the next level is available for you. If it ends athletically, take that competitive spirit into your relationship. You put that into everything that you desire to be and everything you want, and it will come. That's why you wake up. That's why you chase down goals. And that's why you become legendary. Everything that's happening to you, God is processing. He just process. That's all He's doing. Everything you're going through is preparing you for what you ask God for. And if you need to be tough, when you get to where you're going, then He gonna toughen you. If you gotta be more caring along the way, He gonna let you have some trials come your way. That's gonna have to produce that in you. How do I deal with setbacks? Failures, delays, defeats. I actually have a fairly simple way of dealing with these situations summed up in one word. That when things are going bad, there's going to be some good that will come from it. Didn't get the job you wanted. Good go out. Gain more experience. Build a better resume. Got injured. Good needed a break from training. Good we learned. Unexpected problems. Good we have an opportunity. Most people in life quit a solution before the candy comes out. They quit before the candy comes out of their business, body, their relationships, not knowing they're much closer to the dream they are. But the progress is invisible. You gotta keep hitting that penalty. Keep taking swings. One more swing, one more swing, one more swing. Knowing you're making a visible progress. Remember when I said you're neglecting your kids? When you're not chasing your dreams and your potential, you're actually neglecting you. You're neglecting your spirit. You're neglecting your soul. You're neglecting the very reason you were born. Nothing makes me more proud than to see someone chasing their potential, chasing that happiness, chasing that bliss. I don't care if the candies come out yet. I care that you swing when things are going bad. Don't get all bummed out. Don't get startled. Don't get frustrated. No, just look at the issue and say good. When you raise your hand and say, this is my income. This is my dream. This is my goal. When you raise your hand and say this is it, don't you understand? You need to operate at least once a year to make that become a reality. You can't get to that dream on 70. You can't get to that dream on 60. You can't get to that dream waking up at 6 or 7 o'clock. Because the truth is you're like, I don't care how great life is for you. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care how popular you are. I don't care what kind of job you have, you know. I don't care what race you are. The thing that brings us all together is not always success, right? It's not success. It's struggle like. I don't care who you are. You're gonna experience struggle. You're gonna experience hard times. You're gonna experience setback. You're gonna experience loss. You're gonna experience depression, just as well as we have our UPS. We're gonna have our downs. And so when I'm going through these moments, I love to disconnect. And I disconnect from the world. Because some of us were so connected to everything that we haven't connected to our soul. We haven't connected to our peace. Because we're so connected to requests. We're so connected to compare our life. We're so connected to all these outside things that our internal soul. You constantly remind yourself after every setback, every defeat, every time you get knocked down. I've got a saying: if life knocked you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. See, a lot of people, because of failure, they stop. Let me share something with you. You will fail your way to says yes. You will fail your way to success. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. It doesn't matter how many times people tell you that you can't do it. It doesn't matter if you don't have a dime in the bank. You will fail your way to success. So often the easy path that calls to us to be weak. For that moment. To break down for that moment. Accept reality, but focus on the solution. Take that issue. Take that setback. Take that problem. And turn it into something good. Finally, if you can say the word good, then guess what it means? You're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, that means you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload. Recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack. And there are going to be plenty of times in your life when you're not happy. There might be years. And so it's a shallow boat in a very rough ocean, and it's based upon a misconceptualization. Happiness is something that descends upon you. Everyone knows that. You know it. It comes upon you suddenly, and then you should be grateful for it, because there's plenty of suffering, and if you happen to be happy, well, wonderful. Enjoy it, be grateful for it. That you will fail your way to greatness. That most people allow their fear of failure. 80% allow their fear of failure to outweigh their desire to succeed. When you're willing to fail again and again and again, when you make up your mind to become unstoppable, no matter what person, and then that will then give birth to a part of yourself that you don't know right now. It's time. I mean, it's absolutely time. It's your time and it's your turn. You see, you've waited and said behind people. You've had examples. Your mother and father. They were examples. They did it. And you can do it. You didn't just inherit a last name. you inherited. An example of what you can be and what you can do. And if you didn't have them in your life, then that's still a challenge. So for you to overcome, and if you've been given that challenge, you have the shoulders wide enough, strong enough to handle it. Because God will never put more on you than what you can handle, what you can bear. You are more than what you appear to be. So another year is coming on. And a lot of us in this fucking place before last year. What the fuck are you waiting on? We sleep 1/3 of our lives, and we think we can take days off. We think we have the right to sit back and give ourselves the options on which way we're gonna go in life. Am I gonna run today? Am I gonna work out? Today was Christmas. It's New Year's. It's my birthday. Do you think time gives a fuck that it's Christmas? It's New Year's. That's your birthday. You give me some fucking options. Let me tell you one thing. Time is running out. You keep on sitting around wondering what the fuck you wanna do. You're just gonna run out of time. So make sure you do one thing. Stop following fucking crowd. They may take time off, but you can't afford to. Ask yourself this question. Before any action, ask yourself this question. What I am doing, what I am about to do, is it going to help me get where I am going? Is this action going to make me stronger, or is this action going to make me smarter, or move me toward the strategic long-term goals I am trying to achieve in my life? And do not lie to yourself. Your statue cannot define you. You're not about 5'6", 6'4". You are more than that. You can perform bigger than that. It's all about what's within you. You have to realize that you cannot wait. The time is never gonna be right. Here's the thing about opportunity. You must go through it in order to become someone. Now I understand it's hard, and I understand it's difficult. And I understand that fucking lonely. But here's also what I understand. That is fucking worth it. Because there's not a better thing in the fucking world doing everything that everybody said you couldn't do. Shouldn't do. Wouldn't do. It's worth it. Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. They've never built anything. They've never been around winning. They never want anything. These people are on a different path. And you cannot allow people that are on a different path than you to talk you out of going down the path that you are on. Because the path that you are on is going to be a path that inspires people to be fucking great. People are going to see you win. They're going to see you struggle. They're going to see you build. They're going to see you overcome. And then they are going to say, holy shit, I can do that too maybe. But what happens is, never get in this world where it gets hard. And so the harder it is, the more you start to push back. Will never be occurred. But if you start where you stand, if you're willing to work with whatever tools you find, you can do more than what anyone could ever understand. This is about living your fucking purpose. Your story is needed. Your story is important. Your story is. It's a necessity of the fabric of this entire country. Because without a story of your wins, there will be less people that win, and there will be more people that become mediocre. And this is an obligation that you have. Don't rationalize, don't negotiate. You have to tell yourself the truth. Thank you. You see the very thing you're supposed to be. can be the thing that gives you your elevation. It's at that moment of elevation that you don't sit there and you celebrate. Look, I made it. Now you realize that the reward was the journey. It's what it cost you to give you. Because if someone has simply gave it, but because you know, it cost a great deal for you to be you. That's why you can't allow people just to walk into your frame, into your life, and not understand the value. And the reason why they must show that respect to you, because it cost you. Greatness is in you. There is no way that you can let life pass why you ran out of time. Make it a resolution of discipline to get better, smarter, faster, stronger, healthier. More productive, less agitated, to eat cleaner, live more, to go and do all those things. But don't do them on New Year's Eve. Don't do them on New Year's Day. Do them now. That resolution of discipline to work and follow through and maintain your will will result in the freedom that you're looking for. Yes, you heard it once again. Discipline equals freedom. You are not a loser, you are lesson learned. Every time you've been defeated, it was because you quit. Fighting victory is inside. There is no way out. No one gets out alive. Death is part of life. Like the contrast between the darkness and the light. Without death, there is no life. And the people that I have lost, they taught me that. They taught me how precious life is. How blessed we are to have every day to learn. To grow, to laugh. To live, to live. To live every day with purpose and passion. To wake up in the morning and be thankful. Thankful for that morning. Thankful for that opportunity to go into the world and live. You can do what you put your mind to. And if you continue to put your mind to it, the game opens up new levels. In each new level that gets opened up, you're able to adapt a different mindset, a different approach. You can stop at that level. Or you can go, I want more levels. I want more fucking levels. There are people who come in your life sometimes to be there for a season. They weren't meant to be there always. Sometimes we find ourselves hooked up with people for a lifetime are there. But they were only supposed to be there for a season. There are people who come in your life like boosters for a rocket. If you ever watch a rocket go into space, the boosters fall off when it reaches a certain altitude. Some people are not equipped to handle the altitudes that you'll go into. So don't be afraid when they fall off. They're not bad. They just couldn't go where you're going. A lot of people just showing up in life just get up in the morning, go through the day. They go to the job just to pull a check down coming in. So you want to be a different kind of person. Follow your life. You want to get something out of this. If you're gonna do it, it's worth your time, your energy. You've got some expectations from this. I do not let people waste my time. The most driven individuals, they live a life for many years. And certain times without balance. Everybody strives for balance. Balance, balance. So if you say something that was missing, but it was actually a gift, was his lack of balance, something, and try to balance everything around your life, there is gonna be times where things are gonna be out of balance. Haha. If you configure your life so that what you are genuinely Doing is aiming at the highest possible good. Then the things that you need to survive and to thrive on a day-to-day basis will deliver themselves to you. If you dare to do the most difficult thing that you can, conceptualize, your life will work out better than it will if you do anything else. There's no better pathway to self-realization and the ennoblement of being than to posit the highest good that you can conceive of and commit yourself to it. And then you might also ask yourself, and this is definitely worth asking, is, do you really have anything better to do? And if you don't, why would you do anything else? If everything that you're doing every day is related to the highest possible aim that you can conceptualize, well, that's the very definition of the meaning that would sustain you in your life. Well, all hell is about to break loose and chaos is coming. It's like when that's happening in your life, you might want to be doing something that you regard is truly worthwhile, because that's what will keep you afloat when everything is flooded, and you don't want to wait until the flood doing that, because if your arcs and you don't know how to captain it, the probability is very high that you'll drown. Known hills are preferable to strange heavens because it's familiar. Sea life is rough, ladies and gentlemen. It's rough and it's scary. It's scary growing. It's scary taking a chance. It's scary acting on your intuition, it's scary, it's frightening. And they're immobilized by fear. We are taken apart, slowly convinced to take an easier path, enticed by comfort. Most of us aren't defeated in one decisive battle. We are defeated one tiny, seemingly insignificant surrender that chips away at who we should really be. You wake up one day and decide that's it. No, it is a slow incremental process. It chips away at our will. It chips away at our discipline. We sleep in a little later. We miss a workout and without another. Realizing it, one day you wake up and you become something that you never would have allowed. Instead of strong, you are weak. You have to be on guard. You have to hold the line on the seemingly insignificant little things, things that shouldn't matter, but things that do. What you got to do to get the life that you got to put more air in your bubble. You got to blow your bubble up, expand yourself. Take yourself out of your comfort zone. Put some more air in your bubble. If you stay in your comfort zone, that's why you will fail. You will fail in your comfort zone. Success is not a comfortable procedure. Don't go through life feeling like you're powerless. Victims of people, you're not powerless. You are powerful. You direct the power in your life. Whatever your life is right now, it is a duplication of your consciousness. If you could have what you needed, what would that be? And that's a meditative question. You don't want to force an answer out of yourself that like you'd ask someone else. If I could have what I wanted, what would that look like? If I could have the relationship, if I could have the friendships, if I could have the job or career, if I could have the educational pathway, if I took care of myself properly. If I regulated my susceptibility to temptations, what would that look like if it was optimized? Then that sets you up a goal that has some motivational Force this is worth doing. The next goal is to take your goal and to fragment it into micro goals, until you find a micro goal that still presents some challenge that most people overestimate what they're gonna do in a year, and they underestimate they'll do in a decade. And I know a decade sounds like a long time, but how many can remember where you were a decade ago and realize the time has gone like this, and our whole world's accelerating? So a decade ago down before you even know. The question is, what are you gonna do with it? And you want to make sure, when you arrive at the end of that decade, you're a different universe than when you started. So in the short term, it may go up and down, but the long term, it's explosive. So if you begin to look towards making this, you're making your life different. You got to redefine yourself. Who are you right now? And who must you become in order to create what you want? What has to change about you as you begin to look toward the future and take inventory of yourself? What is it about you right now that you got to leave this behind because this no longer fits? Looking at where you want to go and the kind of person that you must become, the kind of standards that you have for you. What is it that you must do differently? No matter what's going on in your life is not permanent. Everything is going to change. So there's two things you can do with change. You can react to it or you can participate in it. I want to tell you something else, and I want to make this clear. Don't just listen. Don't just listen, do. I'm not just talking. So you know I'm not just talking, I'm doing. And I don't want you to just listen. Put this information to work. Make today count. Every day. Go forward, get aggressive and attack. Whether it's on the battlefield or in the factory or on the farm or on the construction site, in the garage or on the website, in the firehouse, we all get don't hesitate ourselves and other people. But when you're no longer willing to tolerate something, that's when your life changes. The difference in people commit means to make a standard no matter what. I'm gonna become wealthy. When you make it important. When you decide, I'm gonna do it no matter what. Most people don't keep their commitments. That's why they lead lives of poverty, lives of misery, lives of unhappiness. No matter what you face. No matter how bad it is going to be. When there is a challenge. Anything that you're facing. The only way to overcome the challenges is to start walking. I am one decision away from a totally different marriage, a totally different life, a totally different job, a totally different income. Your life comes down to your decisions. And if you change your decisions, you will change everything. Oh, you ask yourself a question. If I could have what I needed and wanted, what would that look like? You'll get a dream. You'll get a vision. And it comes to you. That's the most accurate way of describing it. It makes itself manifest in the theater of your imagination. It's a rather frightening question to allow yourself to ask yourself. This is not about abstaining from life. Who's the opposite? It's about going all in and really engaging, really tasting and smelling and eating and loving. Explore here for that. We're here for all of that. So you create the experience, and then when it gets predictable or gets boring, let's change it up. Let's create another one. And then how far can you go with that? It just goes on. A lot of folk won't let you forget what you used to do or what you have done, what mistakes you've made. All of us have made some mistakes in life. All of us have done some things that if we had them to do over again, we wouldn't do it again. A lot of things that if I had it to do over again, I would have done it differently. Well, it didn't happen that way. Oh, you don't want me to live that down. How you want to keep on putting that in my face about what I did. Guess what, I'm not interested. That's what I did then. Won't do it today. Who am I? What have I learned? What have I created? What forward progress have I made? Who have I helped? What am I doing to improve stronger, myself today, healthier, to get better? Is this what I want to be? Is this all I've got? Is this everything I can give? Is this going to be my life? Every night, when we go to sleep, right before bed, most of us set our alarm for the next morning. We're making a promise to ourselves that I'm going to wake up at a certain time. I don't hit the snooze button. I believe that one action helps me build the greater amount of confidence and reputation with myself, because immediately I can now promise to myself a win instead of an L. He said, I want what all other men want. He said, I guarantee what all other men line up, other men they line up. The same way you want the victory, they want the victory. I want what all other men want. He said, but when the pressure, when the opposition hits, when the challenge hits, when the pain creeps in, when the cuts, when the uncertainty creeps in, when the scars, when the bruises come, I want what all other men want. He said, when the opposition in adversity shows up, I just wanted a little bit more than they wanted. That's how I conquer. And that's how nobody has ever beat me yet. 5 easy steps. 10 steps to greatness, -1 steps, and those steps for success. They are infinite. You cannot count. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. Those steps are constantly shifting. You don't know if they're there sometimes. You have to trust that the next step is gonna be there when you can't even see it. And sometimes, when you step on that step,